Grove Convention Center here in Coconut Grove, Florida, as we have a big night of action coming away, and it's all brought to you by Don King Productions and St. Ides Gold. At this time, we present the big boys of boxing, a 12-round heavyweight special attraction. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association North America. President and Supervisor in attendance, James J. Binns, along with the Florida State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Eric Riley. At this time, I introduce to you our judges scoring this bout from ringside: Herbert Earl, Hector Hernandez, and Bill Ray. Introducing to you our referee in charge of this bout, we have Jorge Alonso. All right, fans, here we go with the vacant WBA North American Heavyweight Championship, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold trunks with blue trim, hailing from the boxing-rich city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Weighing in at 227 pounds, his record stands at 16 wins, 2 losses, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing James House of Pain Stanton. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, this vacant 12-round bout, wearing black trunks with white trim, from Pretoria, South Africa, now fighting out of Newport Beach, California. Weighing in at 230.5 pounds, his record includes 36 wins, 1 defeat, 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former IBF heavyweight champion of the world, currently ranked the #2 contender by the WBA, introducing the White Buffalo, Francois Botha.
Yes, let's go to that room. Give me a mouthpiece.
And once again, a referee in charge, Jorge Alonso, now to give instructions.
Gentlemen, we'll give you the instructions at the weigh-in, and we'll give you the instructions in the dressing rooms. Let me remind you, protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. I will expect and I will demand a clean fight. You're here to fight, I'm here to enforce the rules of boxing. Let's have a clean fight, touch gloves. Back to your corner.
Francois Botha, obviously not with the rib-sculpted body, but he has heavy hands, good strength and power. Fought bravely when exhausted against Michael Moore in the later rounds. Fought on guts and instinct, and here is James Stanton. Hasn't fought, as Ferdy mentioned, in 412 days to be exact, looking to bounce back after a disappointing fight with Oliver McCall, which he said was due to personal problems. Stanton stopped fighting after 6 rounds. Number one, what does this title mean? It's a meaningless title. And number two, what does it mean? What is the significance if Botha beats an unrated guy like Stanton?
There's no real significance here. It's a it's a title. It sounds nice. It's another reason to charge somebody a sanction fee, but it's not really a worthwhile title and doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, we've gotten out of the world of boxing and into the world of show business. It's entertainment. When you start giving out titles like that, it's meaningless. But what happens if he loses Botha? That's meaningful. What happens if he wins? Well, that's meaningful, because he's in line for some big money if he wins here.
All right, in the world of technical, Botha told us he'll feel out Stanton in the first round, then move forward. He feels as soon as he touches Stanton, it'll be the beginning of the end. He said he watched tapes of Stanton, told us he moves well, but he's more show than substance, won't be able to take the heat. And also pointed out, as we know, that he had some difficulty with his heart against McCall. Heart as in courage.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Stanton is not moving. He's stepping to Frans Botha, keeping his hands tight, pretty good defense, throwing a couple body shots and sticking the jab, stuffing it up the middle a little bit, but he's not moving. Botha right now more effective, but not a lot of action.
But not what he said. He said he's going to move, he's going to box. Stanton said he was going to show him some boxing, because this guy didn't know how to take movement. Well, there's no movement. He's right in front of him. If that's his idea of movement, ain't going to work.
But I'll tell you what, he has a nice right hand to the body idea. At least he started with a couple shots in there. Because you look at Fran's body and you say, okay, this is not a very well-conditioned tummy area.
Well, he's got the spare tire. He said for the first time in his life he's working with weights, try to build up his chest a little bit. Stanton told us he'll box Botha until he can seize the opportunity. He'll jab, throw body shots, throw from angles. He said Botha doesn't have the endurance, generally weakens in the later rounds, fights in spurts, and that he loads up. Well, we saw what happened in the later rounds when he was utterly exhausted against Michael Moore. His punches were still pretty powerful.
He's punching hard right now. Those last 2 or 3 shots were hard. He wants to put that hurt on him that he said in the first round. So far, he's done all right. He's not huge, but he's done all right.
Botha's definitely got the heavier hands of the two. Stanton, not a big puncher, but he's not using range and some good movement because he is obviously a better mover, a better boxer. Botha will not get on the outside and start dancing, whereas Stanton can. He's not fighting the best fight he can.
No, he's not doing what he said he was going to do. He has abandoned all that, and that may be because he's 412 days away from when he danced the last time, and he didn't dance.
Botha said he has to win and look good in the process. He's worked on his movement, his defense since the Moore fight back in November. As we head for the bell in round 1, scheduled for 12. Well, right now, let's revisit Frans Botha's last fight versus Michael Moore for the IBF heavyweight crown, when there was almost as much action in the corners as there was in the fight.
You give me 3 more rounds, you're gonna win the fight. Do you think you go 3 more rounds? You go all day in the gym.
I'm telling you now, be quiet. You don't want to fight no more. I swear to God, I will have this man stop the fight if you don't want to fight.
No, wake up. Wake up. Don't go to sleep on him. We got a title to win, goddammit.
Little son, he's not going to be told that his son beat Holyfield. He's going to be told he's being forced to a guy named Botha.
Hey, champion. Goddammit, you said you wanted this, mother. You said you wanted this title. Here, don't give it away.
Yes, the odd couple, now the split couple after the fight. Teddy Atlas announced he was leaving the Moore camp. And Sterling McPherson, who describes himself as passionate, very animated in the year of Frans Botha.
He reminds me of in Ali's corner, because you have a poet of the street. This guy can really come up with words. I mean, he's wonderful, Sterling McPherson in the corner.
All right, round 2, and down goes Stanton out of nowhere. It's not being ruled as a knockdown.
No, he kind of grabbed him by the head and pulled him down. He was ducking, trying to throw a body shot, and Botha just hooked him by his ear and tossed him to the ground.
Botha said no matter what he hears or what people tell him, he cannot underestimate Stanton because he wants to get in line for a big payday. Meanwhile, Stanton says the key here is that the Botha camp is looking past him. He has been sparring with the cruiserweight champ Nate Miller.
Certainly not the right style to get geared up for Botha, but Nate Miller, an excellent fighter. Good, strong, cruiserweight, not even in the same weight class.
He said against Miller at cruiserweight, you got to use speed and quickness, and you can't load up. Right here, he's fighting a plotting type of a guy in Frans Botha.
And speed and quickness are both missing. I haven't seen either one yet from Stanton.
Speed and quickness, aren't they the same thing?
Yeah. One's a little faster than the other thing.
The methodical Francois Botha, rated number 4 by the IBF, number 2 by the WBA.
Nice combination by Stanton. Left and right to the body, came up top with a nice right hand that nicked off the head of the White Buffalo, but no real damage apparently.
Stanton unrated, 16-2 with 8 knockouts. First shot at a title of any kind.
Stanton getting hit a lot, Bobby. I mean, you know, they're not big shots, but he's getting hit a lot right in the head.
Well, you know, he's covering a fair amount there, Freddie. Some of the stuff's glazing and glancing off the punches, not really landing clean. But he's got to fire back. See, that's what he's got to do. He's got to immediately, when he gets in here, dig that uppercut up, throw a right hand behind it. 1 or 2 punches won't get it done on either side of the fence here.
Here comes the right hand.
Yeah, both are looking to measure Stanton out with that left jab, looking to follow it with the right.
Let him go. It's a much better round than the first for Stanton. He's not winning the round yet, but he's pulling it closer.
At least he's fighting. He's making a fight out of this.
I saw in some tapes that Stanton has a tendency to hit low. We'll see if that occurs here in this fight. Basically a straight up, straight in fighter. Nothing too fancy, not much side to side. Does have strength.
Well, both men are wearing their trunks really low. It's the first time I've seen both fighters. You can see their belly buttons. I mean, they're low, both trunks.
Straight right hand just out of the reach of Botha's face by Stanton.
Now listen to me, champion. When you're pulling out with this guy, you're getting your hands, you're dropping your hands underneath, okay? Now let me tell you something. You're overshooting your right hand, right? You're overshooting your right hand. Aim at his chest. Don't aim at it. Don't aim at the head.
Let's get a towel under that water.
Now listen to me. When you miss it with your right hand, give me a left uppercut. He right there. All right?
Here you see the little slip. It's not really even a slip. It's almost like a pull to the ground. So he just kind of like hooks him behind the head and throws him to the ground. Combination slip, off balance, pull.
You can't. Later, we see that Stanton dig into the. This is the series Bobby pointed out. Work to the body and then go over to the head. But then he let it go. He just, you know, it fumfered away into nothing. Again, in the corner, Sterling McPherson. I wish we could hear him alone. He's like Houdini. Just one machine gun funny thing after another.
Would be amazing if both is wearing earplugs. Round 3, Stanton's best combination came a minute 35 into round 2, and though he was effective at times, it might have been not have been enough to win the round for him. Frans Botha over the top, missing at the right. There's a combination by Botha. On the attack, more aggressive now. Botha shakes his head at Stanton, saying, "You don't have it, my friend."
You know, the shame of this is that Botha gives the appearance of being lethargic and almost tired. It's only the 3rd round. I'm sure he's not tired and out of shape completely, but he gives the appearance of that. He comes in slow, laborsome, 1 or 2 big shots, holds inside. He's not an exciting fighter, and he's not very busy, and that's going to be a very big problem for him as he steps up in class.
And he does telegraph those right hands. He loads up. And you can see it coming from a long distance away.
Well, there've always been those strange heavyweights that somehow.
Oh, Stanton's in trouble. He goes down, blood streaking from his mouth. Well, he got a wicked combination to the head.
It was a good lead right there, Steve. I think it busted his nose.
It's something in the eye or busted his nose. One of the two.
He is in dire trouble. He says he's all right to referee George Alonso, but he may be on his last legs. James Stanton down a minute 5 into round 3, and this could be the beginning of the end.
Well, a lot of time left in this.
Now you see him moving too, Freddie. Now he's moving like he was supposed to earlier. Albeit he's not punching, but he is showing you some leg work.
Out of urgency, I think. Both are now digging to the body with the right uppercut.
You see Botha winds up with that right hand so much that you can see it coming. Certainly you can block it. If 1 or 2 get through, sure, but you got to block the majority of those are just so obvious.
Botha continues to land to the body and to the head.
It's a one-way fight here. It's just survival here. He's trying to make it to the bell, which isn't going to help anyway.
Stanton's corner telling him, step around, keep your hands up, keep jabbing, keep working, keep moving. They told him it's a 15-round fight. Okay, I thought that went by the boards a few years ago.
It's a 12-round fight as far as I know.
I've never heard of a 15-round fight in modern times.
Nice right hand there by Botha. He's starting to get home with it. Stanton's just doing one thing, and that's covering. He's not offering up any punches back.
Well, Stanton is now a human punching bag, to use a boxing cliche, and Frans Botha talking to Stanton while he is issuing this relentless attack.
Stanton seemed to recover. Beautiful, beautiful counter left hook. He just landed on the chin of Frans Botha, but certainly too little in this round and way too late.
Oh, what a nice uppercut.
Look at this, Stanton with a straight right. That sent Botha sprawling back, and Botha had something to say to him as the bell sounded.
All right, no tape. Find some tape. Get some tape. You better listen to me, man. You took everything this fucking guy had. Everything he had. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's time for you to start turning the shots in. Take your time, keep stepping, turn the shots in. Stop moving to your left, move to your right. You understand? I know. Deep breath.
Let's take a look at that knockdown. It happened with suddenness because the right hand bounced right off his nose, and down he went. He looked like he was pawing at his eye, but it may well be that he broke his nose. He certainly got hit right there.
And at the end of the round, you'll see Stanton, who had thrown no punch, bang with a big left hook where he opened up, and he starts firing back, digging to the body, whipping hooks over the top. He was trying.
At the very end of the round, he comes right back. It's as if he's saying, well, look, you've been beating me all the time. Now let me get a couple shots in to remind you this ain't over.
Time being called by George Alonso.
Yeah,
there's some tape dangling from the
from both gloves.
The gloves.
Yeah, he should have fixed them before, and they should have fixed them in that 60 seconds.
Well, let's give the guy credit. While he may have not displayed much heart in the Oliver McCall fight, he showed it in round 3 toward the end. Stanton showing life. They still work on the gloves. But the knockdown 105 in really cost him, so a 10-8 round in Botha's favor.
Quickly.
You would think.
Well, you know, he had these strings, these tape hanging early in the last round, but the ref never saw it, and it would have given Stanton a much bigger rest at a time when he needed it more.
Well, at least Stanton kind of put to rest that dog tag that he got by quitting on air against
dog tag. Very good.
Well, that's magician of words.
Round number 4.
Watch that elbow.
Sterling, in his great way, said, "Don't scare this guy, or else he'll start barking in the first round." I think that's the greatest line of the weigh-in. Don't scare him; he'll start barking.
Sterling always had a way with words.
All the words in the world never win the fight, though, fellas.
True. Look at this. It's James Stanton unloading downstairs and upstairs on Frans. Botha again has words for Stanton, but he better start fighting back.
See, Botha probably has the better chin of the two and is also the bigger puncher of the two, but he can clearly be outpointed if Stanton hustles and Botha hasn't trained properly.
All right, now he's not so far ahead that he's got to do a whole lot of fighting to catch up.
Oh, a straight right hand there by Botha to the head of Stanton. Puts his hands down and yells something at Botha. A war of words going on in the ring.
Hey, watch that heading behind the head. One warning.
Hitting behind the head, warning to Stanton. Oh, wild swing and a miss on an uppercut by Botha. That could have ended it.
That was a golf swing.
Good.
Wow. What was that?
An uppercut is usually a counter punch or a punch thrown on the inside. It's not a lead from that far out.
Yeah, when you do it, you really look bad because it arcs off into space.
Leaning left jab there by Stanton, really bothering Botha, and those punches are landing.
I'll tell you what, this is clearly Stanton's best round. He's landed some good clean blows.
Yes.
And Botha has missed a few. Some arms he's hitting. Sure, he's landed a few, but Stanton having a better round.
Oh, a straight right hand, overhand right there by Stanton, and Botha fighting as if he is not taking Stanton seriously, and Stanton showing Botha no respect.
And now you see who's backing up. Botha's on the retreat a little bit. Stanton just covering up and walking to him.
Stanton doubled over from those body shots. Botha continues to unload to the head of Stanton. Stanton in a little bit of difficulty right here, I would say.
Let's go.
To be facetious. Stanton with little or no defense.
Let's go.
Well, Stanton had his shot there, and it was a nice one. He fought back nobly, but he really got creamed in the last 30 seconds.
And then he comes back again at the end of the round, landing repeatedly.
I'll tell you what, this is as close a round as Stanton has had so far. He might have even drew it to even with that last barrage.
What are you taking unnecessary shots for? Give me some water, Jimmy. You're taking unnecessary shots for no reason. Give me a deep one. Get it up. Come on. You get a fucking guy dead in front of you, and then you let him hit you back. Come on. Stick your jab, Frans. Use your jab. Use your jab. You understand? When you hurt the guy, use your jab. And look for shots. You hear what I'm saying to you? You hear me?
Keep your hands up like that.
All right, come on. Give me some grease here. Give me some grease.
All right, here's where Stanton starts teeing off. Now that's a right hand. It's a classic. Way over, and it hit him right on the jaw. And back he comes for more punishment. That was maybe the best.
Later in the round, Stanton trying to close it out again. You see a right and a left, and then right out up the middle, and then over the top. Mixing his punches under, over, around, looping straight, getting through, being effective. I think he drew that round to an even round.
I gave him an even round because between those two exchanges, he got buttered.
This fight reminds me of the old American Basketball Association. No defense.
You would know. You would know.
Stanton rocked Botha 50 seconds in, but Botha stepped back and started taunting James Stanton. Round 4, a tough one to score. Stanton's best round.
No. You know, every one of Botha's fights, he looks like he's going to die around 4th or 5th round in the corner. He looks so tired.
He just ran into a good left hook, did Botha. Stanton landed it very cleanly.
Stanton fighting with a lot of confidence here all of a sudden as Botha turns Stanton around and takes another step back and then throws a combo.
Remember, Bobby, when he was boxing, he was beating Oliver McCall. I mean, he was doing good with Oliver McCall.
McCall came out very strong early, then Stanton backed off and won a couple rounds boxing, but then just couldn't deal with the pressure, and he succumbed to the power.
His biggest win's a decision over Anthony Willis. 6-round decision over John Kaiser on the Holmes-McCall undercard in '95. Biggest fight, of course, was against McCall. But he just stopped fighting after the 6th. He has not stopped here.
See, right there when he makes that move and ducks off that punch, he's got to fire up with the uppercut. Both is open on the inside fork. He's got to use it.
One knockdown of the fight. Stanton to the canvas, a minute 5 into round 3.
Now, we were talking a minute ago how strange some heavyweights look. Tony Galante, different kind of streaky, crazy-looking fighters. But Botha always looks exhausted. He always looks like discombobulated after about the 5th round, but he still stands there and fights.
Shots here being blocked by Frans Botha, slapping, pulling lefts inside by Stanton.
See, Botha digs little shots up on the inside, tries to get some points with it, but they're not real effective. That punch is not real effective. There's no real power behind it. They're resorting to a big slap fight.
Stanton out of North Philadelphia, PA. Less than a minute to go in round 5. There's a shot, a straight right hand, a right cross sort of by Stanton, straight on the head. Another one by Stanton. Well, he's just teeing off, Rudy.
Has there ever been a fighter that can't hit Botha with a right hand? It seems like he just doesn't know what to do with the right hand. Everybody hits him with that.
Frans Botha is the type of fighter who's very gutty, very durable, will come at you and dog you, be physical with you, tire you out that way. I know he always looks tired, but he's always throwing. Even when he's exhausted, you saw Michael Moore, he'll still fire and still be effective.
They've also nice straight right hand by Botha.
And a good counter by Stanton.
These guys are going at it pretty good now.
I'll tell you what, right now, Stanton's winning this round.
I think we can all say pleasantly surprised at the action here in this co-feature. That was blocked by Botha, but here comes Stanton following up with a barrage.
Stanton's round.
Definitely so.
Come on, man. You're giving this guy all the encouragement in the world, Francois. You're not tired, are you? Huh? Come on. Take a deep breath. Come on. You're looking like a goddamn amateur out there. Did you get the mouthpiece?
Come on, deep breath.
You're letting this guy hit you with shots. Why are you doing that, champion? Come on, champion. Talk to me. You better do your job.
Come on, how you go, baby? You can knock him out whenever you want him.
Deep breath. Listen to me, man. When you duck, the man is right there for you to bang on. You understand what I'm saying? You're looking to come up on the guy. Get your jab working. You got a good damn jab, you're going to use it? Or you going to stand right there and let him walk into you? Measure out for him, right hand, left hook. All night long. Establish the jab, get it working.
Right hook on your left foot, baby. Right hook to the head.
Where's Grease, Mike?
Let's go. Let's go.
That's what you call a scream-off between Sterling McPherson and Freddie Jenkins in their respective corners. Again, the tape problem here in Stanton's corner.
Interestingly enough, both corners are saying to their fighters, use your jab before you go to the right hand.
Start it off.
Find them with your jab, then go to the right hand. Both corners are saying that, and neither guy is jabbing at all.
And Sterling is right because he's making Stanton fight bravely.
Yeah, it's a possibility that the serious humidity in this area is not allowing that tape to stick, but both seem to have better tape.
Good rounds, 4 and 5 by Stanton, as we head into round 6 scheduled for 12.
And they both come out using the jabs.
Yeah, now, well, they've been screamed at enough. They should at least try it.
The crowd here cheering for the underdog. Good right uppercut by Stanton.
See, there you saw Stanton rock with the right hand, block it, and then take that right uppercut like I spoke about earlier. It was effective. It was right there, bang, right on both his chin. That's what he needs to do, and then follow with the left hook.
You know, Bobby, what we talk about so much in judging effective punching, you know, as you pointed out.
Stanton doubling up and then just winging away with that overhand right that connected to the jaw of Botha.
To finish the statement, Bobby, you're pointing out he's punching, but not effectively. Botha. I mean, you see him punch, but he's not landing that much.
No, he's just throwing a punch out there. He's kind of shoveling them almost, just pushing him out there with his body. And there you saw a right hand. He attempted to the body, raising shot, not effective.
Well, not exactly what you'd call a finesse fest here in Coconut Grove, but the fans are into it. They want to see an upset here. And Stanton comes out with a straight right to the head of Frans. Botha showing the good chin again.
See, Botha has a good chin, and Stanton's not a one-punch knockout artist. He's probably not going to get both out of there with any one shot. He needs to be working for a cumulative type effect.
Only 8 knockouts in his 16 wins for Stanton in the gold trunks. The fashionable gold trunks. Stanton just keeps punching, a little holding and hitting, and referee George Alonso gets in there. Now look at Stanton taunting Botha. He better be careful. Not wise, as he nearly goes right through the ropes. Derriere first. There goes something that was not the mouthpiece. It was just some tape or something.
Piece of tape. That's all. That's bad tape we were talking about.
Right.
Well, they better go to the other corner and borrow some tape, because that's inexcusable.
See, now in the later rounds here, while Stanton's on the ropes and his back to the ropes, he is not just taking a punch. He's firing back on the inside. He's neutralizing the onslaught of both a little better.
Now both are looking to dig into the ribs, into the spine with the uppercut. Oh, brother.
Walked into a big counter left hook.
Wow, now that counts points.
That counts points. I know that hurt.
Oh boy. Walked right into it.
Both his corner telling him, keep your hands up, keep on fighting. You're trying to give this fight away.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's opened the door, and look what's coming in. Punches in bunches.
James Stanton gaining more confidence.
Listen to me. Who's the chief second here? Get the goddamn fight away. All right? All right, you're the better fighter here, champion. You're the goddamn boss. The guy still wants to quit. This guy wants to quit. You hear what I'm saying here? All right, sit up. Sit up.
Say Mario, man.
Come on.
All right, come on.
Come on, give me a swipe, Mario. Come on. Give me some water. Give me some water. Take a deep breath, champion. You got time. Take a deep breath. Give me some more water. All right? Hey, champion, every time this guy looks like he wants to quit.
Now let's take a look at how Botha walked into a smashing left hand. Hook right in there. I mean, right on the button. If that guy could punch, he would be gone.
Here's another look at it. It's an unusual counter. Usually you counter a right with a right. Here you see Botha throw a right hand coming up, and Stanton will counter with a hook right over top of it. That's a counter I've used many times, but I'll tell you what, it's an awkward one. You got to be on the money.
You wonder if Botha has fallen victim to the dreaded letdown factor, going up against a lesser-known fighter after going up against a Michael Moore for the IBF title. Mentally not into it here. Well, he better get going. Sterling McPherson again giving him an earful, and Stanton's got to be careful. Oh, he just landed with a straight right hand.
Stanton is charging himself up, dropping his hands, taunting Botha, and landing.
And he's a better athlete. He's an athlete, this guy. So, I mean, he has a chance if his heart holds up, and right now it's holding up good.
He's got more movement, obviously, than the stationary Frans Botha, and Stanton taking advantage.
Come on, come on, you're free,
He's not trying to quit, as the Botha corner feels.
Well, they're just trying to encourage their fighter, but I mean, you know, this guy is pulling this fight up. All of a sudden, we're creeping into a close fight.
I have it 58-56 now, only a 2-point margin. That knockdown could loom very big for Botha.
Here comes Botha. Botha with combinations.
See, this is what Stanton was doing early. He just did nothing when Botha threw punches as opposed to fire back. 1 or 2 punches in the middle of that flurry stops Botha in his tracks.
He puts himself on pause from time to time, and he takes a lot of punishment from Frans Botha. Oh, wild swing and a miss with a left hook by Stanton, and Botha counters with a straight right to the head of Stanton.
When you miss those big bombs, Steve, you get equally tired because you got to use your energy to stop the punch too. as opposed to the opponent who just absorbs it.
But how about this? Would you have thought Stanton would offer up more offense than Michael Mora in front of Frans Botha?
Well, you know, that's a hit and miss. That's a trick question.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, he keeps coming on. He took all that shellacking. He blew around by doing it, but he's still punching. And I have it exactly the same, Bobby, 58-56. I gave an even round and I gave a 10-8 round.
Final minute of the 7th round, scheduled for 12.
You know, that counter hook for Stanton's been working every time Botha drops his right hand. He gets real lazy when he drops it down to his belt line. Stanton lands the hook but never follows with a right hand, and maybe another hook.
Look under the right eye of Stanton. Big welt there. His eye seems to be okay, though it's not closing. Well, he's just winging those right hooks, and that was a glancing blow. Both able to elude it.
He's taking the round off. Stanton has taken a round off, and it's cost him a round just when he was creeping up.
Straight right there by Stanton.
Almost like a flicking half a jab.
Yeah, like a shot by jab. Combination of the head by
Turn southpaw. Stanton turns southpaw for a left hook, a right hook, a straight left hand, and started ripping uppercuts from the other side.
Causing some confusion momentarily for Botha.
Hold your head back. Lean back. Reach down in the soul and know that you've been this far before, okay? You was the champ. You understand what I'm saying? You are the champ, okay? All I want you to do is keep your hands up. You understand what I'm saying? Jab, right hand hook off your hands up, okay? You understand what I'm saying? And step around and give him an angle instead of being straight in front of him.
Here you see Stanton on the ropes. He's just not firing back as he had been doing in the mid-rounds. When in early rounds, this is what he did, and now again in the late rounds, he's doing it again. This is costing him big portions of the round.
But look at the end of the round, what the comeback is. See, he mounts a comeback, and he looks great doing it, but it's just not enough. He's been powdered for 2 minutes and some odd. Now he comes back with it. Too late. He lost his round.
All right. All right. Out hustle this bastard.
It is round number 8. And Stanton comes right out with the left shotgun jab to the face of Botha.
Don't do that again. No more, all right? Enough warnings, no more.
No more what? What did he do?
I think he put his hands on the back of Stanton's neck and shoved him.
That's got to be frustration by Frans Botha, looking to attempt any tactic here. Certainly getting more than he bargained for.
As much as he knows how much his stock went up in a loss to Moore, if this fight goes the distance and becomes even relatively close,
well, he
knows his stock will go down even with a win.
He told us yesterday he has to win and look good. Not the case.
Up to the point that he dropped him down, he was doing all right. When he knocked him down, you didn't think he was going to get up. And he gets up and has a good fight. You got to give him Stanton credit.
Yes. Combination to the head there by Botha. Let's see what Stanton does here in round 8. Until late in round 7, Stanton had done much to continue his streak of 3 straight winning rounds.
Oh.
That is a push.
Yeah, but that was a nice right hand before it that caved him in. That's a nice right hand that caved him in, and he fell to his body. It's not a knockdown.
I missed the right hand.
Where do you see it? It's a nice one.
Let's go.
Well, no knockdown, says George Alonso. He waves it off. Stanton's going to want him to throw the overhand right jab and then double jab.
Right now, he's not throwing any punches, Steve. That's the problem. When he throws, he's pretty effective, but he's not throwing. He goes into this shell and does nothing and loses the round.
Botha all over Stanton. And back comes Stanton with a left hook.
See what I mean? One punch and Botha stops. He just got to throw a couple in between. Offset the flurry.
Stanton's got to keep his hands up more like that. Guard against those shots by Botha. See, his hands are down there. The eye on Stanton is not getting any better. Under a minute in round 8. It's under the right eye. of Stanton.
Both approaching this in workmanlike fashion. He just doesn't quit. Whether he hits gloves, top of head, or elbows, he's still punching on. So that's points being built up.
Here's where Stanton told us he felt that the White Buffalo runs out of gas later in the fights, but he might be exhausted, but he still has the heavy hands.
It appears as if Stanton's the one running out of gas. He's not offering up any offense. He looks exhausted.
He's trying to get that second win. Both is landing with those shots. Combinations to the head. Stanton just sort of standing there and taking it.
Taking an awful lot of beating. Awful lot of punches.
None of the punches thrown now are crisp by either fighter. Both has obviously got more on his, but they're not landing sharply. He's just firing them in numbers.
But both are just having his way.
You let them do that to you. You let them do that to you. You let them walk right to you. You let them walk right to you and beat on you. You understand what I'm saying? You let them walk right to you and beat. Get your hands down. Keep your hands down. Don't let them walk in there like that. Right there in front of you.
You've been tired of this, bro. Come on. Come on. Don't do like you can. Baby, you take it home and put it off you. Talk to me. I'm okay. All right.
Now listen to me, man. You want to fire your punches, you got to fight with him when he's in there.
Let's take a look at that slip.
That's when he's open.
Let's see if we can see that right hand. There it was. See, Bobby? That right hand, and now look at him slip along his body. He just kind of caved into him.
Yeah, the right hand was pretty good, Freddie. He looked like he was just
now watch it over.
Dive into him.
You call it. You call it.
Well, you can see the right hand is right on the temple, and he kind of goes to, you know what happened? He goes to fall into both to let both hold him up, and both are sidestepping through him by the side.
You're right, Freddie. After seeing that on the replay, that easily could have been ruled a knockdown.
I mean, it was a heck of a good shot, and then he was slid along his body to hold himself up and couldn't.
Round 9, round 8, a good one for Botha, as he had Stanton on the ropes for much of it.
Botha's back in the aggressive posture. He's pressing the fight now. Stanton doesn't look like he has that much left in his legs. No real strength. Botha getting a second win. Looks ready to go.
Just when you think Botha's tired, that's what he looks like in every one of his fights. Then he keeps coming, punching, and he works himself out of being tired. I mean, that's discouraging if you're the opponent.
Botha continues to administer punishment on the head and body of Stanton. Oh, there's a straight right to the head by Botha, right between the gloves of Stanton.
I don't understand what Stanton's doing. He's got to put something up there, because while he was putting it up there, Botha wasn't fighting. There, some shot like that, something.
Good counter left hook, but he leaves it alone. He just leaves it out there. If he catches him with one, throw two. Why not?
There's another left hook, but he doesn't follow it up again.
It's another one at a time thing, Steven. This is not going to win the fight for him. He's not going to do a one shot. He's not going to knock both out. He's not that kind of puncher.
I don't think he's got enough to throw two at the same time. I think he's not right at that point of exhaustion where he throws one punch that's as good as he's going to do.
Stanton just holding on now to Botha. He is totally fatigued. Not quite sure how much he has left. Let's see if Botha can finish him off. There's a combination of the head. Straight right did the most damage by Botha. Stanton keeps his arms down. Can't even put his hands up.
Stanton is exhausted now. This is just a matter of time.
Well, but let us say, in his defense, he's there fighting for what he's got. He's taking a nice shellacking, and I don't hear any barking. I mean, he hasn't stopped fighting yet, so I think he's vindicated himself from that dog title.
And coming off a layoff of better than a year.
Come on, break.
Less than a minute remaining in round 9. Botha continues to unleash the assault.
Botha's just doing what he has to. He's keeping the pressure on. He's not letting Stanton sit there and wind up on him. And every once in a while, the left hook comes. It just comes. It's a token left hook. He will just swing it out there, and most of the time it's landed on Botha's chin.
I think Stanton's just looking for a lucky punch here. He just puts his head down and wings.
I don't think he's got anything left.
Come on, guys.
I think everything is out of his bag. He's got nothing to reach into again. He's just standing there taking the punishment.
And those body shots by Botha throughout, taking the legs out of Stanton, that's part of it.
I got it. Let's go.
The cumulative effect by Botha.
Ooh,
Straight right hand.
Beautiful right hand.
By Botha. Right on the jaw of Stanton. Stanton, pretty good chin. And that's it for round 9. Coming up next, the WBA Middleweight Championship. Backstage we go into the dressing room as we take a look at the belt. The champion William Joppy hoping to make his second successful title defense later tonight against #1 contender Peter Venancio of Brazil. Some consider Joppy the class at 160. We'll see what he does tonight a little bit later.
Come on down here. Are you gonna let this guy walk like that? He just walking right to you, James. You've been fighting all your goddamn life in the street. He walking right into you, too busy trying to survive instead of trying to punch. And the guy right there on you. Basic punches, man. When you're tired, deep breath.
2 rounds to knock him out, James. 2 rounds. You can't stand.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Now listen to me. Champion, listen to me. Listen to me.
Second time.
Throw your jab. When you throw your right hand, left uppercut, right hand.
Second time.
Come on.
Well, you heard the instructions from Sterling McPherson. Clear as a bell. Left uppercut, right hand. Let's see if Botha does it. The pace slowing considerably, especially for Stanton as we enter round 10.
Last year, I was particularly have been ugly to look at because it's a one-way beating, and with Stanton hardly having anything left in his bag to come up with any punches more than one solitary punch at a time ain't gonna do it.
Both out of Pretoria, South Africa, makes his home in Newport Beach, California.
If we stay at the level pace that we're at now, let's just say for the sake of argument that Botha wins the next couple of rounds like he has the past couple. Does his stock really go up, or does it shade back a little bit?
I don't know. Very questionable right now after this performance.
A win is a win, but it's not a big win here.
No, and that's what he wanted. And he'll probably be the first to admit disappointment. Now he's all over Stanton, but he cannot put this guy away.
Stan's coming up pretty good, and he's tired. He's holding on. And let's face it, Botha's not exactly fresh, but I think it's just a matter of time.
As he just chases Stanton into the neutral corner, but nothing really landing effectively there.
But Stanton in a clinch system, man, I wish you could punch so I could get out of here. Just knock me out, let me leave.
In between corners, while we were at the Botha corner, Stanton's corner told him to wake up. You're falling asleep. Keep jabbing, keep throwing the right hook.
I think it's just a matter of being spent, Steve. I think he's tired. I think that's about all he has left.
Yeah, he's listening. He's trying to take it in earnest, but he just can't do it.
There's nothing left. I mean, you can't ask your athlete to do something when there's nothing left in the body.
His legs are getting a little wobbly here, a little bit weak. I think it's really soon before this fight is going to be halted.
Stanton down once early in the fight. He went down a second time, but it was not ruled a knockdown. There's a left hook right on the side of the face by Botha, and Botha continues to unload. That, by the way, only the second time Stanton was down in this is 19th fight.
Botha himself might be just too tired to throw enough punches to have the referee stop it.
Well, he's thrown an awful lot, though, Bobby. He is the only one that's thrown punches in the last 2 rounds. I mean, that's continuous. That's a lot of punches.
He's just lining Stanton up. Stanton able to duck away from that shot.
I mean, I guess neither one of these guys.
Ooh, straight right hand, and down goes Stanton off the ropes. What a ferocious straight right hand by Frans Botha.
That's as much a combination of fatigue with a good shot as anything.
Exactly.
That's it. The towel goes in. It was stopped by George Alonso anyway. The count had reached 9 just before the bell. Alonso said enough, and Freddie Jenkins tossed in the towel from the corner.
That's about every kind of way you can surrender a fight. There is. He counted to 10, passed the bell, and that was it. Stopped it and threw in the towel.
So it ends here in round number 10. Frans Botha able to come back 6 months after his loss to Michael Mora. Moves to 37-1 with 22 knockouts, winning something called the North American Heavyweight title, a meaningless title. And James Stanton showing some guts along the way. Just ran out of gas, utterly exhausted in the last few rounds. Had nothing left.
No, those were some very, very weak legs. There was no offense whatsoever. He had nothing left, and I think it was just a matter of resignation as it was the punch.
He drops to 16-3. There's both his lovely wife, Elsa. IBF rules state that if a top 5 fighter beats a top 15 fighter, he can be considered for number 1. Stanton was unrated. We'll see what happens to Botha in terms of the rating system. He came in number 4 IBF, number 2 WBA. The White Buffalo prevailing, but certainly probably would have liked to have seen better action on his part.
The end of the fight, it's real simple. He's just exhausted. He's tired. He goes back to the corner. Botha hits him with a nice right hand, and he's done. I think it's fatigue as much as the right hand. He'd absorbed better right hands than that throughout the night. He was tired, and he was done. Get another look at it. Botha just working away as he always does, coming through, and you'll see he always throws that right hand. It's a kind of a boom. It's a quick little, turns it over nice, gets his weight behind him, and after all, he weighs 230 pounds. It was clean. I don't even think Stanton was looking and just caught him. Last replay for this particular punch. Not a big deal, not a big punch, but fatigue, combination of that, good timing. Shot is solid. You see, it's a solid shot, not glancing whatsoever. And Stanton's finished. It's all of the night.
The end of round 10 all over for James Carl Stanton out of North Philadelphia. And Frans Botha. He wants the winner of Holyfield Tyson too. Well, that remains to be seen.
Who doesn't?
Absolutely.
Tell him you want to go down the steps.
How about a rematch with Michael Moore? But some say Moore might fight Tyson next, no matter what Tyson does with Holyfield. Botha says he's had offers to fight WBC heavyweight champ Lennox Lewis, but he's scheduled to fight Henry Akinwande, the former WBO champ who had to vacate in July. All right, we're set for the official time right now. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the bell sounds the end of round number 10, a referee in charge, Jorge Alonso, reaches the count of 10, counting out the opponent, the winner by way of knockout, and he has earned the WBA North American Heavyweight Championship, the White Buffalo, Francois Botha. And this inaugural WBA North American Heavyweight Championship dedicated to its founder, WBA President.
So there you have it, Francois Botha from Pretoria, South Africa, and Newport Beach, California, wins the newly formed WBA North American Heavyweight Championship. Coming up next, our main event, the WBA Middleweight Championship. We take you back into the dressing room with the champ, William Joppy, out of Lincoln Park, Maryland. He looked impressive in his last fight against a game Ray McElroy. Joppy very aggressive throughout. Finally, in round 6, unleashed a furious barrage. The fight was stopped there. Tonight, he hopes for more of the same in quest of his 5th straight knockout win against #1 contender Peter Venancio out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Now lives here in nearby Miami. Joppy versus Venancio as William Joppy gets ready. This for the WBA Middleweight Championship. It's upcoming here in Coconut Grove, Florida. He's very anxious to get out there after that long fight earlier between Francois Botha and James Stanton. So we're just about set to go into the ring for post-fight reaction from our opening bout. So let's go to the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. Ferdy, alongside the ring.
All right, we're alongside, not in the ring, because Botha didn't want to be interviewed unless Panama Lewis is standing next to him, instead of which Don King is standing next to you.
Greatest promoter of all time. You know, can't take it away from Mr. Don King. He's the best, and he'll stay the best.
Well, did you expect this tough a night with a guy that, frankly, didn't look like he was going to give you that much trouble?
Well, I knew the first time I heard him that, you know, I can take him out any time, but I wanted to get rounds because I've been very inactive and I want to get active. So I knew I could get him.
Did you think once he went down and it looked like he wasn't going to get back up, looked like it hurt his nose, he really put on a good fight after that?
Don't take it away from him. He gave me a great fight, and I didn't expect it, but you know, I knew I could get him.
Well, we're going to try to rack up here a replay as we can now. You call it. Oh, this is the shot that you're. There's the shot.
Oh man, this guy is gone.
Did you think he was going to get up from that?
He still get up. Let me tell you something. You know, whenever you fight the White Buffalo, you don't want to look bad losing to the White Buffalo. And you fight your heart out. You know, I fought guys and I beat him and blood came out running out of the ear. But they fight. They want to fight, but they don't want to lose to the White Buffalo.
Well, they're going to bring you a Buffalo relative here. What is that big white thing there? You're lucky you're not in a place where they're shooting buffalo.
Come on, legend.
Here comes Panama. Panama, you satisfied with this? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I need another fight because he's rusty. As you can see, he's rusty.
You think he was rusty? Well, he just about took every round.
No, but it's good that the fight went the distance away because we need that work. You're looking at the next heavyweight champion in the world.
All right.
I can beat all those guys out there. I know it. You know, just get me active and let me work.
The man who's going to get you active standing right next to you. Is South Africa a possibility?
South Africa is a great possibility. Nelson Mandela would love to have us down there. And
Wait a minute, is Nelson fighting?
No, he's the president. He wants to welcome.
That Nelson.
Yes, he wants to host us down there, and I love Nelson Mandela, you know. And so he's a great man, is right. But we got the White Buffalo now. He's on the range. He's roaming. He's going to fight again on June 21st against a man that he was supposed to fight tonight, Lee Gilbert. They're going to fight on June 21st, so in Tampa. So the White Buffalo will be in Tampa there with Governor Lawton Charles and Buddy McKay. They're going to be ready, you know what I mean? And he won't be rusty, as Panama says, because he's out there doing his job now.
Yeah, another thing is, you know, there's a lot of talks about Lennox Lewis want to fight me, and all these guys want to fight me, you know. I'm ready to get it on, but I'm going to take it step by step and do what I have to do and unify these titles.
I tell you, go to Tampa first. There's a guy named Alessi that sells you beignets. You can eat them all you want and get fat and still beat Gilbert.
Well, I'm the only white man that can fight.
Hey,
the White Buffalo.
Yeah.
From Africa. From Africa. Real African American. White Buffalo. Don King.
All right, let's get back to Steve Albert ringside.
All right, thanks very much, Ferdy. Back here with Bobby Ches. Bobby, let's just quickly run down the scorecards. For some reason, they don't put the names of the judges on here, but we'll give you the scores anyway. One judge had it Botha 88, Stanton 82 through 9. 89-80 for Botha, pretty convincing through 9, and a third judge had it 90-81 for Botha after 9.
I think I had it 88-83 at the time, give or take. That's about right. But a couple of guys I thought were a little off base.
What's next for the White Buffalo?
Well, the White Buffalo is still in the thick of things. He's rated in the top 5 in the world. He's looking for a heavyweight title shot. I believe he'll get one. If the people want it, certainly he'll get it. If he wants it and Don King wants it, you know they'll get it.
All right, you got to remember he was fighting an unrated, unheralded fighter here tonight. I expected a little more. I mean, Stanton was surprisingly game and courageous. I expected a little more out of both.
Steve, game or not, he didn't have the tools. He didn't belong in the ring with the top 5 heavyweight to go that far. I don't believe Frans Botha's stock went up. As it went up in a loss, it just went down in a win, in my humble estimation.
Isn't that?
But I'm usually not wrong.
But you're always humble. He's still in the hunt, though, for a shot.
He's still in the hunt, and so are a lot of fighters. And you know, but again, it's one of those things where he's in the right place at the right time. He's had the right credentials. The last time he was champion, that goes on forever and ever. You have a belt, you've had a belt, you're always a champion in somebody's mind. It gives you a right to fight.